design eyes. But before we start, as usual, I want to show you something that is very nice. It's made for the Vectorize Club. That is the community that support this live streaming. It's awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support. This means a lot, for everybody that wants to learn about vector graphic designs. And look, this is the page, the Dropbox page that I'm creating in order to help people that join the Vectorize Club to download the images, the exercise easily. Okay, for example, if you click here, you guys can download this. You can copy and open Affinity Designer and paste. Look, just show you, paste, and you guys can vector over. Okay, this is a very nice way so you guys can compare your design with my exercises, and I hope you guys will learn a lot from this, because we don't have the images on the Patreon because it's a bit difficult to post on there. But I'm really looking forward to improve even more the contents that I do on there. Okay, so yes, exactly, Rafael Pons. The sidecar is not so good, to be honest, at this point. So if you try to use on desktop and use on iPad, I don't think that you guys will be able to work well. And well, before we start, again, the last thing, was my my art, my design that I did 2 years ago on Procreate. Okay, so I did these eyes on here. This was some just small paintings that I did 2 years ago. And today I want to be able to show you how you guys can bring this. This is already done. Okay, this is sketch and this painting. I did this tutorial 2 years ago, and I want to vector this and show you how you guys can do that. But of course, there are a lot of principles that you guys can learn. Just as an example, okay? Because I'm not here just to tell you that you guys will copy like me, but you guys need to practice on here on the paper. This is so important to practice on the paper, okay? Because if you guys want to be an illustrator like me, you guys will need to understand more about design and art. Okay, for example, just an example, you guys can look at some images, okay, like this step by step, and try to follow. For example, if I draw here, try to copy, because doing that, you guys will be able to develop your visual library. Okay, look, so you guys can see on here, just as my example. Okay, so try to practice as much as you can. Okay, so don't worry if your design is is a bit ugly, because after you vector, you guys can be able to learn even more, by the process. Just show you. Look, so you guys can make some changes. Okay, you guys can bring this. These are just exercise that you guys can practice. Okay, this is my advice. So if you want to be very good on design, illustrations, try to practice, look and draw, observe and draw. This is my advice. Okay, so let me grab this image. I would just take a print screen on here. Look, print screen, and I will crop this already. Okay, crop this, and I'm going to copy this. Click here to copy, and I will bring this into the Affinity Design app. Okay, look, paste, and here we go. So I have this already. So let's get started into the vector stage, direct to the point. Okay, I don't like to to lose time. You know me, you know my process. I like to go to the direct to the point. I'm going to use the pen tool, and look, if you guys try to vector this, try to vector at the biggest shape. And if I ask you where is the biggest shape, you guys can try this. Look, I have this layer. Okay, I'll bring this below as usual, and try to reduce the opacity. Why? Because I want to vector and see what I'm vectoring. Okay, this is so important. And let me grab the pen tool, and I will activate here the fill. Okay, look, you guys have two modes to vector. You guys can use the stroke. Look, the stroke mode, that is the outline, for example. if I do this, look, this is the outline. This is the way that I vector, okay? Low points, few points. Okay, so I can now convert this to the point. Look, here I have the, the stroke curves, so I can reset the curve, as you guys can see, and I can change on here the curve. Okay, just show you. And look, this is a a sharp edge, as you guys can see, but I can convert this with the smart tool. So this is smart, I can press and do that. Okay, look, and you guys can see on here there is a curve. And look, for these small curves, what I like to do is create another nodes. So I will click on here and bring this onto here. Look, it's easy, guys. If you follow my techniques, it can be very easy, really. And I will just reduce here. Look, you guys can change the eye shape. All right, let me just, this is the eye shape that we have. This is the eye shape, and you guys can change the curve. Look, this is the eyes lashes, I'd say. And let's do the inside circle. It's very easy. You don't need to draw this. You just need to use the ellipse and grab the ellipse. Okay, and now draw this. But of course, it's because we have here the stroke, so I will change this to black. Okay, and I will do this again. Okay, ellipse, and with the 3 fingers preset, you guys can do that. Another way, look, another way, without using the fingers, you guys can do that. Look, here, if I draw this circle, okay, bring here at the middle, we have this option here. Okay, pay attention to my process if you want to learn. Click here, about century, and you guys can resize this. Okay, like this. Here you go. So we have the basic shapes for the eyes. Okay, the circle, the shape for the eyes. All right. So also we have now the the eyes. We have some light effects on here, but let's dig into this step by step. Okay, in order to not make this very difficult for you. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this again. Okay, duplicate this and resize this. Okay, until here. It's fine. And look, you guys, if I change this color to a blue, you guys can see already, the shapes on here. But I will start to bring some colors in order to see better what I'm designing. Okay, so this shape here, this biggest one, I'm going to make this as white. Okay, like this. And look, these 2 shapes on here, it is above, so of course this needs to be inside. In order to do that, I like to bring these 2 shapes inside of this one. Okay, so we have these 2 ellipses clipped inside of this one. So basically you guys can change the eyes, this ball here, just moving on here. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to make some kind of shadings. Okay, for example, how you guys can do that is quite simple. I will start now with the gradient. Okay, select this biggest shape using the fill tool, and you guys can use now I like to use the elliptical. Okay, the elliptical mode. This is the elliptical, and I'll make this a bit red. Okay, so we have the white point, and on here I'm going to make this a bit, just a small red. Okay, very subtle. Okay, like this. I'm just building the shapes and some gradients. Okay, on here, and I will increase actually these eyes because it's too small. Okay, for now, and I'm going to use the fill. Okay, the fill tool on here. For example, I'll make this a bit more bright. And guys, always try to change the color. Don't try to make very solid in case you want to make realistic objects. Okay, and I will make a very nice technique on here. Okay, pay attention to this process. I will bring here the outline by the stroke panel, as you guys will see. Okay, and now I'm going to use the Gaussian blur in order to blend this. Okay, look, and you guys can reduce on here the outline. Okay, so if I bring this, it's too dark and I want to reduce this like this, and I will bring this a bit more, you know, a different color. Look, you guys, at this stage I don't need to use the reference. I can let my brain works for me. Okay, try to enjoy it as much as you can. And we have the shape, and I will bring the Gaussian blur to this one as well, just a small Gaussian blur, as you guys can see. Okay, I will duplicate this right now, this shape. I'm going to save my time and yours, bring this onto here and make this as white. Look, we have the eyes done. And okay guys, that's all. No, sorry, it's not done yet. We can dig into more details. Okay, this is very simple. And look, I can group this already. Okay, these three shapes, and here we have this small group. Okay, it's awesome, very nice. And I'll do a shadow on here. Okay, inside of this position. Look, I'm gonna do this right now. I'm gonna use the vector brush. Okay, I'm going to use this one that I'm still building, the master vector brush, and I will just look, a nice tip is, if you don't know how to choose the color, if you are struggling, I like to use the HSL, and I will grab this. There is a color picker. Grab this one that we have used. Yeah, I will bring this luminance here below. Okay, and try to test. All right, don't be afraid to make some mistakes. Okay, don't worry, really. Try to test like this. But of course this is too you know, red, but you can change. Look, I can select this vector brush and I can change this. Okay, there's no problem. Okay, look, I can change this width, as you guys can see. And look, there is a, you know, a small dark on the lights, and lights, we don't have, you know, shadow on the lights. Lights is supposed to be white, totally white. So I will bring this above, you know, I will try to manage this on here. And remember about this vector that I did, this vector brush. I can do this here below, but this time I will make some changes, okay, of the color, like this. Okay, I can paint just a bit more like this. Yeah, one more time on here. Look, you guys, of course this stroke is not so nice for this at this time. Okay, if we leave the stroke, is look like this, but of course I will improve the eyelashes. All right, don't worry. And let's improve more the lights here inside. And how you guys can do that? I personally like to use more the outer glow than the Gaussian blur, to be honest. Let me fix this. Let's try here to use the outer glow. I will use the outer glow, as you guys can see. Okay, why? Because we have more, you know, a sunlight effect, I'd say. And now what you guys can do is change here the blending mode. As you guys can see, if I place to the other modes, you guys will see different results, but there is not a rule about that. Okay, there is no rule that you can use just one. You can try to see which one is better. Okay, and I will use this screen. Okay, and you guys can change just a little bit the blue. Look how nice it is. Okay, I will try to answer the questions at the end, okay, of the live streaming. All right, I'll leave it like this. A nice way, guys, to make more light is this. You can use the vector brush, okay, again, and I will make this with this color. All right, And look, at this point, I have the soft brush. Okay, this soft, but I will try to use a a different brush that we can have here on the Affinity standards and standard brush. Let's try here to use this watercolor just to see. Okay, and insert inside and draw this. And let me reduce here. Look, you guys, if you have the Gaussian blur turned on, your all the stuff, all the brush that you guys insert inside. Oh, look, let me show you now more practical. If you insert here, look, this is the brush. All right, like this, and I can just draw the texture, I'd say. Okay, let me, okay, like this. But if you turn on the Gaussian blur right now, it's going to make this a bit more blurry, I'd say. Okay, so if you want to keep this outside, my suggestion is group this texture that you have on here. You guys can group this and bring this outside. Okay, and with this layer here that we have, the circle, that this one, I will duplicate this one. Let me duplicate. I will turn off the fill, okay, the functionality that we have, because now I'm going to use only the shape, the empty shape, in order to clip this. All right, and let me turn off this, and look, this is the result that we got for now. But of course, let me just fill this. Okay, and basically, guys, we have just let me save this, okay, first, and back here. And I can turn on just a bit the Gaussian blur if you want, okay, if you don't want to make this too strong. And another way is, look, this color here is very solid. I want to change this. Okay, I want to change. Hey, thank you so much, Anthony, for the donation, mate. I really appreciate that. And look, you guys, a nice thing, you can change the brush. Okay, for example, if I select all of those vector brushes, select on here, I can change this. Okay, for example, you guys, if you don't like, I don't like to use that one, you can change. Okay, of course you need to find something that fits better. Okay, look, I'm not going to use this one, of course, but you guys can try to experiment. This one here looks nice, I like it. Okay, so basically the vector process is this: try, experiment, and see which one will fit better in your design. Okay, and I can now change this color on here because it is too solid, and it is very easy to change this color by using the method that I'm gonna show you right now. It is the blending mode that we have on here on the layer options, and I can change. Let's see which one works better. Okay, let's see if you change. It's not changing, I don't know why, but in case like this, you guys can use another method like the fill tool, and I'm going to change this color. Look, and bring this a bit like this. Okay, look, so we have just a small blurry. Let me reduce this. Look. So you guys can experiment on here, and you guys can also duplicate. Okay, try to duplicate, experiment. All right, see here, let me change the stroke. I don't know if you guys can see, but I will try to increase more the lights. All right, so you guys will see a bit better. And look, you guys can use the transparency mode. Okay, let me try to see other ones. I'm going to use the radial right now. Okay, you guys can use the transparency tool in order to make this radial. Okay, like this. Look how it's becoming. So we have a small texture on here, and I will apply a very nice technique here, guys. Okay, pay attention to this process. I use the paint tool right now, using the white color, and I will design here this shape on here using the fill. Okay, and now I can change with the node tool this shape. Okay, look, and I will make this with transparency tool in order to create this effect. Okay, look how nice it is. Okay, look, and in order to make this even more realistic, you guys can use this technique. I have this shape, alright, and I'm going to group this. Why? Because I want to erase some shapes that is inserted on here. Look, I will create the pen tool using the pen tool. Okay, and I will make just a line. Okay, this line here, and I will make this line with the erase mode. Okay, let me save this first of all. Okay, back in here and save. You guys can click here now with this. Look, this line selected. Click here and erase, and you guys can make a kind of windows effect, you know, mirrored. And now I can duplicate this and bring this onto here. Okay, look, guys, it's awesome, isn't it? I hope you guys are enjoying. Please don't forget that you guys can, you know, enter on my Patreon to get more tutorials. Okay, so you can also change the position if you want, like this. You can resize, you know, look, you can resize. It's becoming realistic, I hope so. And look, now I think it's time to change, you know, to create more depth to these eyes. In order to do that, you guys can, let me make backups. Okay, in order to make backups, I like to select the main object, this one, and duplicate. Okay, duplicate, and now you guys can, there's just a small, okay, it's here. Okay, I will just bring this here below of this shape. All right, here you go. Now I will create, you know, the shape that we have on here. Let's see the reference. Where is the reference? It's here. Look, if you run out about the ideas, try to look at the reference. Okay, this is more a painting art style. Okay, so this is why the brushes is more organic. So if you want to do that, you know, this kind of painting, I'm gonna show you later on. Okay, so basically we have now other shapes. Okay, like the eyebrows and other ones. So take your time to study, you know, the forms that we have. And let's dig into this one. Let me reduce this shape here. Okay, and you guys can change always, you know, the eyes. Look, you can make a cat eyes like this. I think it's cat eyes, but of course you will need to, you know, reduce this like this. So it's awesome, it's really awesome. And let me back onto here, this. And I'll create, you know, the eyebrows. Let me do that by using the fill. Okay, this is the primary shape that I like to do. Okay, this is the primary shape. Why? Because I can change this easily using the node tool. I just need to select the nodes and click here, smart, and here we have already you know, the shape. This is how I vector. Okay, this is my process. This is why I vector. I try to vector fast, you know, as much as I can. And here we go. And of course, the background for this eyes is empty. if we have, you know, a skin color, it would be great. So let's try to just insert here a small, you know, area behind, of course, and I'll bring here the skin color. Okay, and of course I'm not going to shading everything on here, okay, because we have, you know, on the eyes we have different planes, so this really reflects about the lights that we have on the face, you know. And I will try now to make some shadings already. Okay, this is really nice, you guys will really enjoy it, because I'm going to use right now the vector brush, and I'll grab this color, make this a bit, just a bit dark, and let's do this. Okay, I will create this. Whoa, take your time, and of course I will make this a bit bright, and I will start to create this. Oops, I need to press hard. Okay, look, it's very simple, guys. Try to enjoy. Look, to here and here, a bit on here. Why I can do this easily? Because I have muscle memory. Muscle memory is how is more we have muscle memory, more you guys can design things by your head. I'm not looking at any reference at this moment, but refresh your head, try to look at the reference. Okay, got it. And now you guys can make more shapes like this. Guys, I'm trying to explain each step on here. Okay, look, this is the shape that we have, and I want to make some specular lights. In order to do that, I make some, let me try to create some white shape like this. Oops, I need to, I'm using the pencil tool at this moment. Okay, and it needs to be, why is not inserting? I'll create here, use a fill. Okay, of course it is I will blend this color. Look, my tip, my advice, make organic shapes, don't make flat shapes, and use different color. This is a solid color, right? And I will make this as different color right now, like this. Okay, and let me do more shapes like this. I don't know why my Apple Pencil is not working properly. Let me just open again and see. Yeah, it's been crazy, guys. I think it's because of the sidecar. Look, I'm using the sidecar, and sidecar, let me turn off the sidecar right now. This is the sidecar. I have on here my phone the desktop. Okay, I'm not using here the desktop because there is lag. Okay, there is some lag, and I don't like to use this for now. And I will turn off this. How can I turn off this? I think it's on computer. I will just unplug on here. Okay, it's better now. Okay, let me group this, and I will make some, you know, let me see here, blood, you know, blood veins. I reduce the brush, and I'm going to try to use this one. Let's see. Oops, this one is too strong. And let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna use this, but of course, guys, don't be afraid. I will just make some lines like this. Okay, why this shape is, I need to make this like this. Okay, I'm using the pencil tool at this moment in order to create these blood veins. Okay, as you guys can see. Okay, look, and I will reduce the size of these strokes, as you guys will see right now, and I will make some small on here. Of course, look, I'm going to group this. Try to group, okay, and group everything that you guys can, because it's going to keep your layers organized, and it's very important to keep everything, you know, organized. And I will reduce here just a little bit, you know, the stroke of these ones. And guys, you can apply the Gaussian blur in these small strokes like this, okay. And I can make this a little bit bigger because this is supposed to be really subtle, okay, very subtle. It's not too strong. This one here as well, I will apply just a small Gaussian blur in order to blend this. Look how this is becoming, okay. And you guys can insert even more. Look, you guys, how nice is this? I'm inserting the pencil tool inside of the group that has the Gaussian blur, all right, as you guys can see. And I'm doing some veins. Okay, look how nice. And I will just make some shadings, a better shading for the eyes. Okay, let me group all of them. And look, when you use vector brush, you guys will see a lot of layers, you know. So basically, try to group them. Okay, so I have here this group made it by the lights, as you guys will see. This is the light, and this is the shadow. And the shadow that I have on here, it's too flat, okay. I like to use different colors. And for example, at this stage here, after you insert the vector brush, you guys can try to blend more colors like this. I will make this a bit more red. Look how nice is this, okay. And this one here is too brown, and I want to change this as well. Okay, look, guys, this is vector, okay, so you can change anything. Okay, look, you can increase. Right, so this is not a tutorial about human face, you know. I'm not going to design everything. Okay, it's just the eyes. Okay, just the eyes. I'll make this a bit more brown. I will use the Gaussian blur a little bit, just a little bit Gaussian blur. We are almost done, okay? Don't leave me yet. But if you are my patron, you can leave at any time. You can watch later on. Okay. Look, you guys, remember about the shape? I'm going to apply the outer glow on here. Just a small outer glow, okay? And I'll make just a bit of, you know, shading on here, better shading. And I'm going to use the transparency tool in order to do this. Okay, look. Another thing, you guys can copy this and bring this onto here. Very small, okay, very subtle. Okay, here we go. And let's do the eyes lashes. If I remove the, you know, the stroke, it's going to become this. But I like to use a stroke, but this stroke is too hard, you know, it's too strong. And in order to create the eyes lashes, you know, this one here, I can use the pencil tool. And guys, I'm going to use the pencil tool right now using this technique here. First, you need to set up your brush. Okay, try to see if it's working. Look, we have, if I design this, we have this curve. It's too big, and I need to you know, to set up here like this. Okay, after you done here this curve, you guys can try to see here how this will look like. And let me activate here the window stabilizer in order to not have a lot of nodes, and you guys can start to make eyes lashes. Ooh. There is a tutorial, you know, about the wolf tutorial. let me show you before we finish. This one here, let me back. This one on there, I teach you how you guys can, open. Okay, here we go. This is a tutorial Patreon. Okay, so you guys can join my Patreon in order to watch this lesson. Okay, it's very nice and amazing. Okay, and I use the mirror technique. Okay, so you guys can join there and learn even more. Let me just create here. And of course, guys, if you have these notes, many of you know that I don't like to have a lot of notes because I lost the control, I lost time actually to fix all these nodes. But remember about the technique that I told you. Try to group everything that you guys can, the lines. And let me just create a bit more lines on here. This beginning I have is big, but I will try to reduce. Okay, so I will have right now a small beginning, a bigger middle, and small end. So I think it's better now. Okay. Guys, I think if you want to be very good at this kind of stuffs, go make some makeup course, where you can do in women's. I'm considering that, I'm still thinking. So this is the eye lashes that we have, and this is too flat. I can apply the Gaussian blur just a little bit. Okay, like this. And about the eyes, these eyes here, also it is too strong. I can apply just a small Gaussian blur. This Gaussian blur technique I use more to make realistic objects. Okay, and I'm just fixing here the curve. Remember, at this stage here is more details, is more adjustments. So if you want to be illustrator, you need to have patience. Okay, if you guys do this on Procreate, I think you guys will will take a bit of time more than on Affinity, because on here you guys have more control to change everything, I'd say. And let me just bring more shadings on here. I'll apply a highlight here below, okay, because there's a depth over the eyes. Let me do that inside of these eyes. Okay, I'm going to use the vector brush, and I'm going to use this one. Let's see, try to test first, of course. And let's see now. I'm resizing here the brush in order to test. And here we go. Okay. This is details, and yeah, I can change this curve because now it's a bit better. And I can fix this. Look. A little bit small depth. You guys can apply the the transference tool in order to blend this. Okay, like this. And I can apply, let me do that, okay, just to see another highlights on here, but this time using the transference tool. Okay, just to see. I will reduce the opacity like this. Yeah, that's good. I'll apply the Gaussian blur to this one as well in order to blend this a bit better. And look, guys, this is the result that we got so far. And if you guys want to change the color, the eyes color, it's quite simple. It's very easy. Look how easy it is. I can just change on here. Of course, remember about this texture that I have, the vector textures. I can change on here a little bit. Oh, look how nice it is. And I apply a little bit of transparency on this shape. Okay, just a bit. And I'm just seeing here the difference of color that you guys can blend. Okay, I think this one is good. And look, you guys, you can change the color to, you know, brown. Look, and of course there is a, you know, there is a stroke, and you need to follow as well this stroke. Guys, if you are enjoying, you know, please hit the like button, join the Patreon in order to support everything on here, you know, the channel, because I'm a bit late to my friend's project. I need to deliver to him. And here I try to bring, you know, my tutorials as well at the same time while I do my freelance jobs. And look, you guys, if you want to make this one here now with more I'd say painting style, it's quite simple. You guys can use the raster mode. Okay, I'm using the raster mode, and let me just grab here my paintbrush like this brush yet, and I'm going to use the erase brush. Okay, so we have this shape. Okay, yeah, I'm going to use the erase, and if you guys grab a brush and start to, you know, to let's say erase, you guys can make a kind of texture. Okay, it's quite simple, nice, and you guys can simulate a real painting. This is a hack. Okay, I'd say this is how you guys can simulate a painting. If you guys want to simulate another paintings, like let's say let me think, on this eyes, right, there's a small light on here. For example, if you want to simulate this as painting, it's quite simple. What you guys can do, duplicate this to make a backup, and now erase and start now to, you know, to erase. Let's see. Okay, and you guys can erase this a little bit, and let's use this one to make a more painting style. Okay, let's try to use this smudge just to see. Okay, just testing here to create some texture, and you guys can also add texture here inside. I will create a pixel, and let's try to use this one. I'll make this as dark and try here just to see. Okay, and of course I'll change this color. Let's see, the overlay looks good, and I can paint it a little bit more. I'm doing a kind of painting effects, you know, and let's try to apply in this one. Look, you guys, when you erase, you know, the vector with the raster, the software creates a kind of, it creates a kind of mask, you know, it creates a mask. So always do a backup. All right, so make sure that you guys do a backup in order to have a better control over your objects. So if I erase this a little bit, it's going to create the mask. Look, there is a mask on here. I need to just, so you guys can, let me just erase this a little bit. Okay, by the way, you guys can convert everything to pixel if you want. Okay, create some kind of, let me try. I'm just mixing here a paint style, right? Oops, let me grab this color. This job here is becoming more a painting. Okay, make this with this color here. So if you like Procreate, you guys can try to play around this. So let me just paint this a little bit more. Guys, this is art, okay? So you can play around. Oh, I can just into here. I can erase actually this one. Okay, so here we go. So this is all for now, guys. This is a more, you know, painting over the vector, and you guys can do everything. Okay, so you guys can change everything that you want. I have here the solid shape. I can, you know, change this color, and if you guys, oh, I need to change this color a little bit. And here we have this awesome result. You know, of course you guys can play more around the painting style, you know, if you want. This is the painting. You can change everything that you want to blend the colors together. Okay, to be honest, I really like to have the painting colors in my drawings, you know, sometimes in my vector. And let's open to the, you know, questions, if you guys have questions. So this was my old design that I did on Procreate, and this is my new design that I did using, you know, on iPad. Okay, let's open here the ask section. Let's see here the questions. Hey Kina, hello. Hey guys, yes, you can join on the Discord. You know, on there I like to talk with you. You know, I like to know you. I want to know what you guys want to learn, the things that the questions that you guys may have, you know, about the industry. If you are having some problem with the freelancing life, you know, I can help you. I can give you some advices. Okay. And let's see here. Thank you so much, and Anthony, I'd say, you know, his name, for the donation. This means a lot, you know, for the channel. And guys, just to let you know that we are going to have the new Affinity designer. Okay, I'd say update 1.9. It is in beta, and I have already on my, you know, on my desktop. So I'm not going to turn on my sidecar on here because I have problems with my rendering processing, you know, on the live streaming, and perhaps you guys will have problem, you know, to watch this live streaming. But yes, it's still not so good to use the sidecar on iPad. You know, for me it doesn't work so well. But I think it's much more about Apple side. You know, I think in my case, my Mac is 2018 and the processing is very bad. You know, I think Apple is not so good for rendering, I'd say. But they are developing a new processor. You know, they are going to leave the NVIDIA, I think, you know, and I think they will get better, I hope. And before I go, let me see here. Yeah, yes, I'm going to the Discord after this live streaming. Let's see, guys, it's too little, you know, the chat on here. I can't see this well. Let me. Guys, I like to use the few, you know, just talking with Anthony. I like to use the fill tool, you know, in order to create this. I can change the color easily. Look how nice it is. Guys, this is why I love vector. I consider myself, you know, as 100% vector artist, but I like to mix the painting as well. You know, if you see here, you know, this was a painting that I did 2 years ago, and let me show you if you are joining here right now. This was a tutorial, you know, step by step that I did on Procreate, but there's no video because that time I haven't done tutorials. And this was the paint that I did at that time as well. And yeah, this was one of my first drawings on Procreate, and look, my line art skills is not so good. I don't have a good line art skills, but I was experimenting, the colors. But I think I will try to vector this, in some kind of tutorial, And also I like to practice a lot of paintings in order to upgrade my art skills, because if you are a designer, it's totally okay. You are very technical, but if you want to have art skills, you need to develop more your, I'd say, right side brain in order to create your stuff, And let me open here back. Okay, so let's see if you have questions, more questions. Well, Gary, to set the pencil tool colors, first you need to click on the pencil tool, and you will have the colors on here. And if you try to draw, it's going to draw the color that is on the stroke. Okay, this is a stroke, so you can change on here. And if you change to a color and draw again, you will have the result from the last color you got. Okay, and if you, in case you change, for example, I can just make some lights on here, just as example. You need to, you cannot select any shapes. If you want to change the pencil tool color, you cannot change the color while you are selecting the shape on here. Let just show you, okay, to explain better. If I have this, if I keep this selected, okay, this one, and I want to change the pencil tool color, you need to unselect the shape, because I will try right now to change the pencil tool color. It's going to change on here. Okay, so this is not good, so try to keep without selections. Turn it on and click here and select, grab a color and do the design that you want. Okay, I hope this answered your question. Let's see, the 1.9 the Affinity 1.9 is going to be released pretty soon. I'd say in 2 months. I don't know, to be honest, but I'm always following the Affinity forum in order to have the updates. But as we have a beta version, all the beta versions provided by Affinity is very fast to be released officially, and it's much more bug improvement, I'd say. Okay, let me just turn off the pixel. Okay, what's your experience using the paintbrush with the pencil tool? Okay, string doctor, I like to use the window stabilizer, in order to have just the nodes, because for example, if I draw here this line again, look, we have some nodes that is not so good. I think everybody here knows about this problem that I have with the nodes, because if I want to change this, I need to clean this, delete. But if you draw this without the this stabilizer turn it on, perhaps you are going to have more problem with that. So basically, if we use the rope stabilizer, perhaps we can have a better line, with less lines. But I think we will improve this soon. I talk to them, in order to have a better lines, and I try to avoid as much as I can the pencil tool in order to create some organic shapes, and this is why I vector the things like I did on here, like this, to like this, and then I convert everything to to smart. And if I try right now, look, if I try to design this using the pencil tool, look, I really wish to design things using the pencil tool, I really wish. like this. Oops, I knew I would design it like this. I really wish. But look, you guys can compare right now the difference between them. Which one we have more nodes? It's this one. Obviously, we have more nodes. On here we have more control. Okay, we can change this easily. Okay, and this one, if you want to change, it's not going to work so well. So my advice is try to use the pen tool for this kind of shape, and I like to use the pencil tool inside, you know, to draw these organic shapes, because it's just a clipping. I don't need to change this every time. Okay, so yeah, this is my device. This is a, you know, a professional device, because I've been working a lot with Affinity, you know, doing thousands of images per day. And let's see, answering Lucy's question. Let's see, the difference between pencil tool and brush tool. Well, the first thing, the brush tool, you have a texture. Okay, the brush tool, you have not a texture, but you have this. You have a custom shape, I'd say. Okay, you can just change here. Look, this is my custom brush. Okay, so you guys can get on the ground. And look, I'm using here the brush tool. Okay, so basically, guys, I'm just showing you here. Okay, in case you are expecting more tutorials, you need to rewatch everything back. Look, this is what I'm creating. This is the brush that I'm developing, you know, to help you guys to create things easily. And this is the difference, okay, between vector brush, and the pencil tool. The pencil tool, if you design, it's just a line. Okay, nothing more than that. It's just this line, and you have more control over the, you know, this one. Okay, so you can control the stroke, the dash. So guys, basically I really want to create, you know, the Affinity design course, you know, class, but I'm still having, you know, a problem with my time with the projects. But you know, with more people join the Patreon, you know, more time I will have free in order to create my course. Okay, this is one of the goals that I'm trying really hard to achieve, you know, in order to have more time to build the course. Because with more patrons, of course, I will refuse, you know, the freelance, and I will have time to build the course. And I want to create a lot of, you know, very deeper courses. And of course, on Patreon, you guys will be able to watch lessons with exercises. But if I do a course, I will try to explain each tool, okay, in a very depth way, you know, each one, how you guys can do and where. Okay guys, I am a bit tired for now. I will wrap up this right now, but if you guys have questions, you can send me on Telegram, Instagram. Let me open here my face. I'm not Jesus, okay, if you guys are wondering, because of my hair. Okay. So if you guys want to join on the Patreon, you are welcome. And next week we are going to do another live streaming, okay? And that's it. Okay guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your time, your efforts to be on here. All right, so thank you so much. Bye bye, see you. Where it just close here. I always struggle really to close this live streaming. There is a lot of winds on here. Okay, see ya.